Terrific Tuesday, and yes, I have tons of bows in my hair today. Yes, I did make this. I thought it was fun. I hope they stay. You know, I'm trying to get creative here with the headbands. All right, chapter 2 of P is for Panda. Are you ready? I'm loving the mysteries this unit. Chapter 2. Oh, look, there's a panda paper there. Kidnapped? Ruth Rose gasped. Everyone in the crowd began talking at once. Officer Fallon ran to talk to Irene. Where's Winnie? Nate asked. I want to see Winnie. Winnie has gone away for a little while, Ruth Rose told her little brother. Where? The 4-year-old insisted. Ruth Rose put her arm around Nate's shoulders. We don't know yet, she said. Officer Fallon stepped up to the microphone. Folks, you might as well go home, he said. We have every reason to believe that Winnie is safe. We'll do our best to get her back. Tom Steele, Flip Francis, and Irene Napper left Panda Park together. Officer Fallon and Jimmy began walking around the outside of the Panda enclosure. The crowd slowly wandered away. What a lousy thing to do, Josh said, helping Nate down from the bench. What's going to happen to Winnie? Ruth Rose asked. Doesn't she need her mother to feed her? Dink glanced at the story in the Panda paper. It says Winnie's almost 6 months old, he said. She's eating by herself now. Come on, Ruth Rose said. Let's go talk to Officer Fallon. The kids caught up with the police chief and his grandson outside the fence behind the bamboo forest. Pal flopped onto his belly and stuck his nose through the fence rails. Nate sat next to him and patted the dog's head. Hey kids, Officer Fallon said. Some situation, hey? The kidnappers wanted $1 million for Winnie, Jimmy Fallon blurted out. Jimmy, his grandfather said. Officer Fallon nodded. I'm afraid that's what this says, he said, holding out the note by its edges. He let the kids inspect it. Josh read the note aloud. Leave $1 million in the hollow tree on Goose Island by midnight tonight. No tricks, or you'll never see Winnie again. So the problem here, or we say in mysteries, what is the crime? So the crime is someone kidnapped Winnie. So that is the crime. And we have our first, and now we're going to look for clues and suspects. $1 million? Ruth Rose cried. Where would Greenlawn get all that money? As I recall, Officer Fallon said, there's still over $1 million left from the money Winifred Francis left. The kidnapper must know. Dink examined the note. What does the kidnapper mean by tricks, he asked. He means we shouldn't put any police officers on the island to catch him when he comes for the money, Officer Fallon said, or tamper with the bills so we can trace them. Ruth Rose studied the ransom note. These letters were cut out of newspaper, she said. Ooh, there's a clue, a ransom note with cut out letters. Keep that in mind. Yes, Officer Fallon said, which means we can't trace the note. Suddenly, Pal let out a woof. He stuck a paw through the fence and began scratching. Josh bent down to see what Pal was doing. Guys, look, he said. Partly hidden among the bamboo stalks was something shiny. It's a knife, Jimmy Fallon said. Officer Fallon got down on his knees. It sure is, he said. He scratched Pal behind the ears. Good dog. Officer Fallon stuck a long arm through the fence and picked up the knife. He brought it out, being careful not to cut himself. The knife had a thin blade and a fat handle made of cork. Looks like a fishing knife, Officer Fallon said. If the knife gets dropped in the water, the handle will float. Can I have it, Grandpa? Jimmy asked. Afraid not, Jimmy, Officer Fallon said. This is evidence. The knife is evidence, another element of mystery books. He drew a clean handkerchief from his pocket and carefully wrapped the knife. Hey, look at this, Josh said. He reached through the fence and pulled back a stalk of bamboo. The top had been sliced neatly off. There's more, Josh said, pointing through the fence. Someone cut a bunch of this stuff. Maybe the kidnapper took some bamboo to feed Winnie, Ruth Rose said. At least she won't be hungry, Josh said. That explains the knife, Officer Fallon said. With the struggling panda in his arms, the kidnapper probably never knew he dropped it. Officer Fallon reached into his pocket. He pulled out the object that had been found in Ping's cave. Know what this is? He asked. It looks like an alarm clock, Dink said. It is, Officer Fallon said. It's an alarm clock with the volume set on loud. I'm guessing the kidnapper tossed it into Ping's cave, knowing the pandas would run out when the thing went off. He probably grabbed Winnie as she came out of the cave. And if we want her back, Dink said, Green Lawn has to pay $1 million. You're right, Officer Fallon said, unless we find the bad guy first. But we only have till midnight, Ruth Rose said. She looked at her watch. That's only 12 hours from now. So that means they have like less than a day to find the panda. Chapter 3, tomorrow. All right, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.